I want to add to that what you said as the vice presidential candidate.
Well, if I could just to finish the thought, say that the reason it's appropriate, I think that we would have a meeting before the celebration of independence is to reflect on the fact that we have so much work to do, not this group per se, but everyone, really, before we can get to a point where we can begin to have grounds for celebrating our interdependence. Because if we don't find ways to embrace our interdependence as well as our independence, then there won't be many more celebrations at all. In fact, there won't be too much of anything anymore at all. So, in that spirit, I offer up my participation in this group.
Great.
I'm delighted to accept the contributions of others who have insights that I haven't come to yet.
Well, I just want to say that I'm an immigrant to this country. I've been here a long time. Came here in '68 in the middle of all the happenings then. The peace movement, the communal experimental living. I've gone through all that. And as a British United States citizen now, I have a lot of confidence that we can work these things out and build an alternative people's government. And the reason I have so much confidence is that because the American people are very well organized. There's a plethora of organizations for every conceivable purpose, especially in this county where we are and in all the very progressive counties. They're so numerous. They're women's organizations, gay rights, ethnic organizations, economic, political, community organizations, health promotion. It's just so well organized. This is the real government. And those are the people who have to stand up candidates, the labor unions and such, and small business. These are the people who have to stand up candidates, but we don't want to get into that crooked, corrupt Congress. We've got to build our own Congress.
Exactly.
The Congress of the people. That's what it's about.
That's right. And the other echelons as well, the cabinet of the people, the ambassadors of the people.
Sure.
And I want to reiterate the fact that I am also, in addition to being write-in candidates for the national office of President and Vice President, I personally am also a write-in candidate for Congress in the 14th District of California, where I live in northern Santa Cruz County, Felton. And I'm running against the incumbent Anna Eshu, who has had 6 or 7 terms as a Democratic non-representative or misrepresentative. And I've had enough. I say, let's eschew. Yes. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about the structure of the mythic government. Oh, well, first of all, penthesis. Penthesis is a term from linguistics that has to do with little sounds that crop up in order to make it easier to pronounce other sequences of sounds. And my favorite example is in strength. Strength. There's a ing followed by a th, followed by a th, and here I've written it phonetically. A K crops up. You hear strength. See, in order to effect a more graceful transition between sounds that are very dissimilar from each other. My father, Hammond Hastings Holt, who's no longer doing anything on this planet, he accommodated this by changing the sound of the nasal. He said strength, and thus obviating the need to find some way of going from ing to th. Okay, so this K is an epenthetic K. It is a stopgap measure to aid in making a difficult transition. That's what we represent. We intend to become a kind of a wedge from the edge on the political spectrum and consciousness of this country to talk people into thinking differently. We want to pose a counter myth about who we are and where we are going. It doesn't seem to be emanating from Washington. So from now it's emanating from Santa Cruz. Or this is alternate reality too. If you don't believe that we are the Peace Corps penthesis and the mythic government, why don't you think that we are the quasi-annual symposium of manners, on manners, of the Babu University of Paneclectic Hoo-Ha, which is another one.
After all.
Yeah, after all. Bupe, that's how it's pronounced, Bupe, the Babu University of Paneclectic Hoo-Ha. This has been going on since 1978. Me and a guy named Peregrine founded this in Albuquerque in 1978. It has no campus. It's a guerrilla university. It just shows up wherever it shows up. Okay. Now, let's go back to the... here's some of the structure of the Peace Corps penthesis. I'm in the middle, and that's where I belong because I invented this thing. Okay, but notice I've been using the model of the quincunx. And if you want to read more about this, you can...
Google quincunx.
Yeah, go right ahead. Google quincunx and find out about it.
If you can spell it, you can Google it.
That's right. And if you don't know how to spell it, look in this this week's Rob Bresney astrology column, Free Will Astrology. Okay, here's Holt in the middle. I use these colors to distinguish levels of information. So there's 5 yellow dots here, and Dale Lowry, the VP, is here, and I'm the president in the middle here, but Nicholas is not in the quincunx. Nicholas, don't feel bad about this, okay?
I feel perfectly fine.
These are all at the level of departments, okay? There's president, vice president, and 3 department heads, okay? Now, you will notice here, in blue, underneath the names and the functions of these people, so we have vice president, president, interior, education, and state. In blue are the places where these individuals did their Peace Corps service. Now, you notice under Lowry, VP, there is just 3 dots because he was not a Peace Corps volunteer. Dale, you don't have to feel bad about this.
As it turns out, I don't.
But you know what? They take older people. If you want to, after serving as vice president, if you're still spry, you and Jenny could join together, right? Okay. So I want you to notice the connectivity here, and in the teal colors, I got these little mythical symbols for everybody. You see, there's Lowry. He used to be called Rainbow Flow back in the Taoist Romantic, back in Venice. Yeah, see, there's a rainbow flow there. This is the grove of trees that stands for Holt. Here's Ray, a ray of sunshine. And down here we have Briar Newborn, who served in Tanzania. She's the earliest of the Peace Corps volunteers in our movement. And there are others beyond this quincunx, of course. There are 6 from Bolivia and then some from Peru. Our ambassador to France, Phil Wagner, who's also a poet locally, he served in the Peace Corps in Peru, and I said, "You want to be ambassador to Peru?" He says, "No, France." I said, "Okay, France." So you see the connectivity here is I know all these people in the corners, but they don't know each other yet. You see, but Dick Eyre and Jim Ray did meet one another last year at a conference of former Bolivian Peace Corps volunteers in Estes Park, Colorado. And wonder of wonders, this year, also in August, next month, there will be a reunion of Peace Corps volunteers from all the countries, any country, in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I'm going to make a point to be at that meeting in order to recruit further activists for our little game plan. And if I say game plan, it doesn't sound so much like a game, does it? I say game plan. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We call ourselves Peace Force 13. I want to thank Morgan for capturing that rubric. We believe that talk is the main piece of force. No, force of peace.
Well, that too.
There I go, malaprop. No, what am I doing? Spoonerizing. That's spoonerismizing.
Well, and actually, it isn't perfectly accurate to call it a spoonerism, but
well, sure it is.
We'll continue it. No, because spoonerism has to do with the first sound.
Oh, you're right.
Not the entire word.
You're right.
Yours was closer to
okay.
All
right. Well, no, it was a metathesis of syntax. It was metathesis in the syntax.
Well,
that's what it was.
We'll continue with the conversation.
Syntactic metathesis. I can't even pronounce these words. I used to be a linguist before I became a politician.
Okay. Just call it a slip.
Now, here I saw a T-shirt with this on it earlier, and I'm quite an opportunist. And here we have Hanalei. We don't want to explain that too much. I saw the Japanese word Hana in there, but Nicholas tells us Hana in Hawaiian means heaven?
Hana, I think, means heaven.
Okay, well, it means also flower in Japanese, and this is a James Joyce kind of territory. But look, I've taken this idea that talk is the main force of peace, and here we have the pie of peace. See what I mean?
Good one.
Did anybody ever think of this as a pie that's cut up in weird slices? Well, it obviously is.
You know, that has occurred.
And so the largest piece of the pie...
American is apple pie.
The largest piece of the pie, of the peace pie, as a piece of the peace pie, is talk. That's what I'm claiming. And if you want to disagree, go right ahead, but do it off camera, okay?